Race stood and leaned closer to Artemis. What's he saying? Malcolm is chanting ancient words. Nothing for you to be concerned about, Colonel. You mean he's actually verbalizing? Yes, Colonel. Now please, your constant inquiries will only delay our actions and lengthen our time here. Are you going somewhere? Race again whispered. All will be understood as soon as the Admiral arrives. Ah, I wonder what's keeping Jed anyway. As Race finished the words, the door opened with a swoosh, and a concerned Admiral entered. Malcolm opened his eyes and glanced over to Jed. Welcome, Admiral Fitz. Please take a seat, and I will explain those things we must share. Jed nodded. I'm sorry I'm late, but I was going over the recent sector scans with my tactical officer, Lieutenant Collins. Malcolm telepathically interrupted Jed. Yes, Admiral. I understand your concerns for keeping this sector secure. However, no opposing forces are close to Antares. Your concern is unnecessary. Again, I do apologize. Admiral Fitz, you must silence your mind and focus on the task at hand. Messaging Danielle. Hear, hear, Race added. Malcolm glared at Race for an instant. I realize you wish to get a message to Danielle. I am almost ready to complete this task. You must know that attempting to reach Danielle in Revein'sev will not be easy. There are many obstacles that must be overcome. Artemis took over for Malcolm. Yes, this is why we must have complete quiet. It will take an enormous amount of resources to break through the barrier to Revein'sev. Okay, sorry, Race began. Please speak with your mind to us. I know that you do not have this ability, but we can facilitate this communication while you are in our presence. Okay, I understand, Race answered with his mind. Yes, Race, Malcolm answered. We are all ears, Race relayed. More like all minds, Jed added. Malcolm expanded his attention to both of them. Now that I have prepared for this task, I can speak directly to you both. You see, we know that Zito and his ship are not in this sector. They are raiding for supplies in another quadrant. They must replenish their resources in this manner since they are not welcome in their home system, Theta Centauri. Maybe I should dispatch a set of ships if you know where Zito will be, Jed asked. Yes, Admiral. You should send 5 ships as they have 3 in their grouping. However, the Rocinante should remain here. Can I get word to my crew? I have already dispatched your closest ship's captains and the location of Zito. There they will engage. How convenient, Jed thought. I kind of wish I had this ability all the time. One day your species will achieve the required consciousness. Now the current matter at hand is reaching Danielle. She needs to hear from her kind to keep her hope of rescue alive. Can you tell if Danielle is in any trouble? Race asked. Not yet, Malcolm answered. Now, Colonel Jennings, if you will avail yourself closer to me, I will attempt to make the connection through the barrier. Sure thing, Malcolm. Race stopped himself. Oh, sorry, I forgot. It's all right, Colonel. Now that I've completed my preparations, you cannot cause a decline in my thoughts with your voice. Race moved closer to Malcolm. The Eridonian placed a spindly first finger on each of Race's temples. Images of Race and Danielle flashed in Malcolm's mind. Danielle stood with her flaming sword centered in the gateway as the last being moved through the crossway passage. Malcolm watched the events play out within the humans' minds. They heard their lost colleague yelling, I am Queen Danielle of the House of Cooper. You will bow down to me. The scene changed. Malcolm's mind showed Danielle standing before Inorta, her flaming sword held in front of her. She reached inside her waistband and withdrew her 7th and final dose of blood. They watched her pop the cap and drink from the vial. The scene in Malcolm's mind changed once more. Now the giant head of a fire dragon issued from the gate. It was the only creature in the corridor. The creature opened its mighty jaws and enveloped Danielle in flames. Danielle charged through the blazing fire creature's jaw and leaped through the gateway, vanishing into Revein'sev. The fire creature shook its head violently as Danielle's bronze skull contacted the full power of the Kron Shaluka. The fire creature shrank in size until finally the last wisps of flames smoldered as the creature returned to beyond the gate. Malcolm opened his eyes wide and removed his fingers from Race's temples. He sat back in his chair. Race looked at Malcolm. Well, did you get a message through? Not so much as a direct message that humans are accustomed to, Malcolm verbalized. But yes, I feel that Danielle is aware we are attempting to contact her.